Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today on StubbleMeetsSteel. It's Micromatic Monday, so you know what that means. Time for a gem Micromatic shave. And I had recently got that awesome bag of razors at a estate sale, and one of them was the infamous open comb Micromatic. And this has got all sorts of funny nicknames. One of them I've literally heard is called the mole remover, because guys literally say that this is right up there with the legendary Mula R41, just one of the most aggressive razors ever. And me personally, I have a couple of open combs that I like, but it's not my go-to. And so, quite frankly, I was a little intimidated. I don't know what it was. One day I just had a wild hair and I was like, you know what, give me that thing. And I grabbed it off the shelf and I loaded a blade up in it and I was blown away. I was like, I don't really find this all that aggressive. I've definitely used more aggressive open combs. To me, the Parker 26C or the Razor Rock self-lubricating open comb, to me, feels more blade feel and more aggressive, to give you a reference. And in the same lineup, the Gem 1912, the super common one, a lot of people like that one, and I find that for me, this is even smoother than that. And the only thing better than one razor is, well, you got to get it in both colors, right? So I had it in the chrome one, and I really enjoyed the shave. And I really enjoy these Gem razors in the brass. I just think they have just a fantastic, awesome, old school World War II, vintage look to them that only brass provides. And I got this one, and I did a video of me restoring it. I'm going to go ahead and pop that up in a minute here, but I was talking to a buddy and he had just picked one up, and the little blade stops on the end here, unfortunately, were missing on his. And so we were talking back and forth and sharing some pictures. And the shave on this one, I noticed, seemed a tiny bit different. I'm like, sometimes even the same razor day to day seems a tiny bit different for whatever darn reason, whether it's different blades, soap, your face, who knows. So at first I thought it was that, and then I started staring and I was like, oh, shoot. I remembered when I was doing all the research for my gym video, I'll post a better picture up, but you can kind of see that not only is there the alignment tab right there in the middle, but this one has these little dimples left and right of that alignment tab. And I noticed when talking to my buddy with the in regards to the blade stops down here, I noticed, hey, wait a minute, my new one doesn't have those little dimples there. And then I said, aha, maybe it wasn't in my head. Maybe the shave was a little bit different. So I started doing some homework as usual. And what I found was the Gem Micromatic came out, this one, in 1930. This is considered the first gen. And this one has no dimples on it. And you would ask, well, what's the difference? Well, back then, all they had was the spined blade. It has, just like we have today, as far as general looks wise, the spine on there is, from what I've seen, is just thicker. These new ones are about 1 millimeter thick. The one that I've gotten anyways, for the vintage ones that I've seen, are 1.3 millimeters. But anyways, it's got a spine on it, okay? And so when you put that in there, that spine obviously will lift the back of the blade up. Well, on right around that same period between 1930 and 1932, Gem had changed up and offered a different cool blade idea. What they did was, it looked like a DE blade. It had a sharpened edge on both sides of it. And what their selling point was, I'd be curious to see what the price point on it was. But anyways, what you would do is you'd go ahead and drop in the DE blade. You'd use one side of it, and as it got dull, you would just flip the blade around and use the unused side. So I questioned what the price point was, like what their selling point there was. Could you buy those basically for cheaper price? So they were saying, oh, well, you can get twice the shaves, but I wonder what the price point is. But anyways, because that one had no spine on it, it was a flat blade. So what they did was they added those dimples. So in 1932, this one, the second generation of the open comb Micromatic, came out, and they made this to where it could accommodate both. If you have the spined blade, the spine goes over those dimples, not changing its geometry at all. But if you were to put that new double edge blade that they offer in there, it'll hit those dimples and crank it up to the ideal level, like it would on this one if it had a spine. So I thought it would be fun to do these head to head and see, was it in my head? Did I just have not that great of a shave? And don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad shave, but I just remember that this one seemed like it was smoother. And then somebody may argue, even though I polished this to a mirror finish, is it the difference between the brass or the the chrome or the hard chrome or what, nickel, whatever they've got on here for a finish that causes it? Regardless, I figured it'd be a fun head-to-head shave. So to try to keep things as even as possible, I got brand new blades. I love everybody so much that I opened some new blades, even though I have some down there that are opened already. And we got our little twist open. And boy, I put some hair clipper oil down inside there and on these little hinge points and stuff like that. And the twist open works great after soaking it in the Dawn dish soap and then doing that. Go ahead and get these loaded up. First use blade as well, and then the other one. Check our alignment on both. Yep, we're good to go. I was going to do this yesterday, and I'm on Badger and Blade forum, and there's a group in there called Micromatic Monday, and every Monday you're supposed to shave with any gem, but if you can, a Micromatic. And so it's just a fun thing, and you know, honestly, I don't get to do it that much. Sometimes I'm doing all sorts of different videos or prepping for videos or trying out different razors. So when I remember, I like to. So I figured what better way to commemorate the Micromatic than doing 2 of them on Monday. Get some water in my brush here. I like the color, the faux ivory color, the Yachi Professional. This has got a nice big 30mm synthetic knot on it, one of my favorite brushes. And a new soap. Jordan's out of Canada. I don't know if everybody's tried any of these, but man, these are fantastic. These are some of the best scented soaps I've ever smelled, hands down, of any soaps I've gotten. This one's apple pie. I got the lemon one, and I got soda, or I'm sorry, not soda. Well, yes, soda, but cola. And it smells like Coca-Cola a little bit, but to me, there's a gourmet soda brand called Sprecher, and they make a cola one, and it has real cola nut in it, and to me, that's exactly what it smells like. And somehow they even seem to have captured the fizzy part of it as well. And man, it's fantastic. It's just an awesome, awesome smell. All of them are. The lemon one smells like Italian lemon ices to me. And this one is the apple pie, and no explanation needed. It does smell a little similar to me as Sterling's hot apple cider, just not quite as spicy, but it does definitely have absolutely these, the cinnamon and nutmeg notes, just like you would smell in a great apple pie. This one has more of an apple, sweet smell like you would get in an apple pie. And man, it is fantastic. And not to point any negative fingers any different directions, but I know a lot of people say they can't tell a difference between vegan soaps, and I've tried a few different brands and some real famous ones, and they weren't bad, but I just didn't find that they had the density and the cushion to me that I enjoy with the tallow-based soaps. And this was one of the first brand of vegan soaps that I really said, wow, that's a really nice soap. To me, it didn't really lack any density, and if I didn't read the label and know that it was tallow-free, honestly, I wouldn't have known. And that's the first time that I can really say that a vegan soap has done that for me. And scent-wise, I haven't been so impressed with the scents in some soaps as I was with these in a while. Even the cola, like I said, kind of surprised me. They offered some blueberry muffin. If you like black licorice, which I know is a real polarizing love or hate type scent for a lot of people, they had black licorice. They had watermelon. They also had lime, and I was real tempted by that, but I already have a couple. I have a lime soap. I have a couple of coconut lime. So I was like, let me get the lemon. I wanted to get the lemon, and boy, was I happy I did, because one of my favorite Italian ice flavors is the lemon flavor. And it was one I always used to enjoy even when I was a little kid. And to me, it just brings back all those fond memories. And man, that smell is just absolutely fantastic. That's one of the best smelling soaps, if you like lemon Italian ice, that I've ever smelled. And as you can see, lathers up super easy. I haven't even added water. This is just what was in the brush. But yeah, the density, even right now, density feels great. Nice cushion to it. They also made a watermelon one, which I was kind of tempted, but I thought that might be a little bit too fruity. And I know that black licorice is a love or hate thing for a lot of people. I personally do like it, but even that, I was like, I don't know that I want it in a shave soap, though. They just came out with a new one. I can't remember the scent profile of it. Black Tie, I think maybe it was called. I wish it made some splashes. I'd love to get a nice lemon or citrusy type splash. I have Clubman Pinot's lime. I had the citrus, but I didn't enjoy that one as much. My wife asked one time, she's like, "Do you smell bug spray?" I just put the citrus clubman on, and I laughed. I was like, "Smell my face. Is this what you smell?" And she laughed. She's like, "Yeah, why? Did you put bug spray on?" And she's like, "It smells like citronella to me." And after that, I could never wear it again. To me, that's all I could smell. So I've been looking for a like a lemon citrusy smell splash that I can get. So if you got some good recommendations there, let me know. So let's start off with the original. This is the 1930, or I'm sorry, actually this would be the 1930. The one with the bumps in it is the 1932 is when they changed it. So yeah, you know, it's so funny in this hobby. You know, we all hear that silly old saying. We're all probably sick of hearing it. Your mileage may vary. My buddy uses a Yachi helmet, night helmet or whatever it's called, razor, and that is known as being super, super aggressive. He can use that, but then on the flip side, he can also get a competent shave with just a Gillette Tech. And I find that those can be a little mild for me. So anyways, my point is, he can handle some super aggressive razors, and he considers this really aggressive. Man, this soap smells so good. Fantastic. I love apple pie. I don't know about you, but for me, I got a couple of favorite pies. And if you can get a good apple pie, man, that's definitely way up there on the list of favorite pies would be an apple pie. They nailed this scent out of the park. It smells like you melted down an apple pie and put it in a shaving puck and sent it around. Let me finish up this with the grain pass here, and I'm going to give you my 2 cents here already into the shave. All right, as I've learned, things can change throughout the shaving passes, but from that particular pass, I definitely felt that there was more blade feel. On the first gen with no bumps than the one with the dimples, the second gen. All right, let's go in for pass number 2. right, pass number 2. It's a sensitive area on my neck there, but I was able to get it done. No casualties. Okay, on to the other side. Right. All right, across the grain. I love how these handles have these little lines and stuff right here in this indentation. Makes it so nice to grab onto right here. All right. This apple pie scent makes me want to run to Marie Callender's, and looks like I got a weeper there. Get a pie. I remember one of my buddies when I worked at my old job comes in, he's all excited. He's like, "Did you hear? Did you hear?" I'm like, "Hear what?" It's like, it's Marie Callender's buy a pie, get one half off or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah? And I'm like, well, which one do you want to eat for lunch? And he thought I was joking, and I wound up getting us a banana cream pie. I don't remember what else, coconut cream pie or something like that. And we just split those, and that's what we ate for lunch. So anytime I think of pie, I always think of that memory. Marie Callender's. Yeah, is that so, Ron? Well, what do you want what pie do you want? He thought I was joking. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm gonna go get us 2 pies right now for lunch. What do you want? All right. Very nice. To me, the one with the dimples, the 1932, the second generation or second version, to me is the perfect balance of, yes, it has blade feel, but it's manageable. All right, let me see your sub. I'd say they were very, very even. If anything, oddly, the side with the dimples, smoother, or less blade feel, I should say, not smoother. Feels like it got a little bit better efficiency, maybe. But that could be so much just technique, too. All right, now we'll get rinsed up. Come back to you with some final thoughts. Put on some post-shave witch hazel, my go-to. For the aftershave today, I really like this Clubman's brandy spice. It's like brandied apples. So it has a fantastic pairing with the 2 different apple smells, with the little bit of the, you know, it's kind of a heavy brandy smell to it, and then it also has like nutmeg and spice notes in the kind of in the background, so it'll go well. I would say that's my only critique with the Jordans is I love their soaps, but they don't offer any splashes. So, what did I think? What did I think? Did the dimpled version versus the non-dimpled version make any difference? Again, the first generation, 1930, no dimples in it. The one with the dimples is the second generation I would consider, 1932, that has the little dimples in there. Did they shave any different? Was there any differences in efficiency? You know, when it comes to efficiency, I agree, you know, with others that it's so hard to tell because it's not like you're taking the razor and just making one stroke like this. You know, you're doing buffing strokes and stuff like that, so it's very hard to keep things as even as possible. But that said, smoothness or blade feel wise, to me this feels like it has a little bit less blade feel, the one with the dimples, and it seems like it's a little bit smoother compared to this one. Definitely feels like it has just a little bit more blade feel. And I don't want to say that it feels rougher, but it almost feels like you can feel the open comb teeth engaging a little bit more on this one versus, you know, this one. You know, again, is it the difference between the brass versus the chrome? Yeah, sure, that could very well be a possibility. It's very hard to say. But, you know, if you like a little bit less blade feel and you want to try one of these, I would say try to find one with the dimples on it. If you like a little bit more blade feel and you want the original one that first came out in 1930, then get the one with the no dimples. You know, I was reading some advertising articles that Gem had come out with, and they claimed to come out with this Micromatic, they spent $660,000. To think that they did that in 1930, I wish there was more information as far as, you know, is that just sheerly the development of the razor? Was that with marketing? You know, I find it hard to believe that it could have cost that much to develop something. But, you know, what do I know? I'm not in the business of tooling and patenting and, you know, making a whole assembly line of machines to be able to stamp out razors in more than one factory. I'm sure it's expensive for sure. But, you know, very interesting and amazing to me that, you know, Twist to Open, 1930 these came out. Twist to Open on both of them worked, you know, well. This one was a tiny bit sticky and I just soaked it and cleaned it. And then I put some hair clipper oil down in there and worked that through, and it works great now. But comparing the two, it's just a personal preferences, what you like more. But I think I'm actually going to find another one with the dimples in the brass finish. I think I'm going to wind up selling this. If anybody's interested, I'll probably sell this one, 25 bucks shipped here anywhere in the US. If you want, just email me at StubbleMeetsSteel@gmail, and I'll let this one go to somebody if they're interested. But if not, I'll let it sit with all of its brothers and sisters in my gym lineup, my museum. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope maybe that put to rest, you know, is there a difference? I speculate that for a lot of the people that say that they've tried an open comb and it was just Micromatic and it was just way too much, that they probably got the one without the dimples. That would be my 2 cents, and that might be why they thought that it was a little too much for them. But, you know, I shave daily. I shaved yesterday, and, you know, besides a tiny little one nick that I got there, but, you know, it's already healed up. I didn't do any alum or anything like that, and I'm fine. So, you know, it just depends on what you like. I can't go wrong with either one. And man, for something that's almost 100 years old, super cool how these razors have held up in time. Just fantastic. And, you know, you can pick them up on eBay all day long in different colors and stuff. As far as if you do want the chrome, there's more of the chrome ones. The brass is a little bit harder to find. So thanks again for watching. I'll talk to everybody soon.